I'm fighting Gervonta Davis on Netflix.
Let's go.
People think that he could actually beat me, and people think he could outbox me, and he's so powerful and this and that. That's what makes it a good fight. November 14th, Netflix.
The energy inside that DAZN studio was different. The second Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul sat across from each other for the very first time, you could feel the tension, the ego, the raw heat of two men who absolutely do not like each other. This wasn't just another media face-off. It was a clash of two worlds colliding. On one side, Tank Davis, pound for pound one of boxing's most lethal finishers, a certified knockout artist with a fan base that worships his every punch. On the other hand, Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned fighter, the disruptor who's made millions, tuning the sport upside down, and the guy who swears he's about to shock the world again.
Holy shit, Jake Paul versus Tank Davis is actually happening. What the is going on? I guess Tank is going broke because that's the only justifiable reason you ruin your legacy against a guy like Jake Paul. And yes, I do think Jake Paul is going to win. Tank Davis is a much better boxer and has crazy power, but he's 5'5", 130. That power is not going to carry over against someone who is 6'1", 210. And it's not like Jake is bad. Yes, his fights are boring. He says he's going to step in the ring and sleep his opponents, but the only people who end up sleeping are the audience. Mike Tyson fight. But at the end of the day, he's a big guy with power who's training boxing full time, and he has beaten some legitimate competition. Woodley, Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, Mike Perry had a competitive fight with Tommy Fury. But it's crazy how particular Jake has to be when selecting his opponents. They have to have enough clout to be interesting, enough skill to be taken seriously as a threat, but at the same time have clear weaknesses and disadvantages that Jake and his team can exploit to win. Now that he's fighting an elite boxer, he has to fight someone 7 weight classes down. I mean, Tank could win if he makes Jake do a very aggressive weight cut, but I just don't see that happening. I got Jake by 3rd round TKO. He should put me on the co-main event and allow me to fight Francis Ngannou. That would be an easy first round knockout for myself.
But when these two locked eyes, it was personal. Tank leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, smiling that dangerous smile, while Jake sat forward, almost daring Tank to flinch. The room was dead silent for a second, then erupted when Jake spoke first. "You've been fighting guys your size. Now you're in my world."
For all of you Karens who accuse me of being on steroids as the reason for winning all of my fights, we have the strictest drug testing possible for this match. U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Random drug tests at any moment. Oh look, they're here now. Hey USADA, me in the car. Looking good. See if you're on steroids. Clean as a whistle, contrary to what they say.
To understand why this face-to-face was so heated, you gotta rewind a bit. Because this beef didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It all started when Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson earlier this year.
Do you think that it's fair to call them boxers now? Let's talk about Logan Brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. Like, he tried to knock him out for sure.
Tank Davis was furious. He didn't like it one bit. In his eyes, Jake wasn't proving anything by picking a fight with a 6-0-year-old legend. Tank called it weak and said Jake was disrespecting boxing by targeting Tyson instead of stepping up to a real challenge.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
From that moment on, the tension simmered. Jake clapped back, saying Tank was jealous of the spotlight and that he'd sleep him just like everybody else.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Tank laughed it off at first, but as Jake's name kept getting bigger, the idea of Tank versus Jake started turning from Twitter beef into a real fight. Then, here we are now, their first official face-to-face. Jake Paul came into this showdown with pure confidence. He's way bigger than Tank, walking around at cruiserweight, cutting down, but still holding a massive size advantage. He leaned on that hard, taunting Tank about his height, his weight, his reach.
Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
is there a height limit in boxing?
Jake's whole strategy in this face-to-face was intimidation. He wanted to make Tank look small, literally and figuratively. He knows the casual fans eat that up. Big guy versus little guy, David versus Goliath in reverse. But here's the thing, Tank's been the smaller man his whole career, and yet he keeps sending people to the shadow realm. Before we even get into Jake Paul stepping up against Gervonta Davis, we gotta rewind a little bit, because there's an entire Lamont Roach storyline that adds so much chaos to this situation. Remember their first fight? Nobody expected Roach to give Tank that much trouble, but the truth is, he did more than trouble him, he humbled him.
Oh, nice double left hook by Roach to the body and then to the head. Right there it is. Oof. And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
That's a big moment.
Load with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
Nice combination from Roach. Rest of here. Oh, another right hand, another right left by Roach. Nice combination. They've got just over around 11 as well.
Maybe him getting cracked.
Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed.
Has to keep doing that. Roach said the familiarity, knows his weaknesses. It's one thing to say it.
The decision is a majority draw.
Roach walked into that ring with a chip on his shoulder and fought like a man who refused to be overlooked. While Tank had the spotlight, Roach was the underdog, and yet, by the time the final bell rang, plenty of fans felt Tank had barely survived.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
That performance from Roach had the boxing world buzzing, and suddenly, Tank's aura of invincibility didn't look so bulletproof anymore.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, it would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He seemed a little distracted, didn't he, in the fight?
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same when I fought Andre, that shit burning my eyes, so I cut that off.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. Roach was smart enough to secure a rematch clause before the first fight even happened. He knew that if he made it competitive, there would be demand for a second showdown.
I already signed. My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that that wasn't a fluke.
And sure enough, as soon as the dust settled, everyone wanted to see Tank versus Roach too. Fans wanted answers. Was Tank really slipping? Was Roach the guy who had cracked the code? For Tank, it wasn't just another fight. It was redemption.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing.
he still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot, and I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Tank needed that rematch to prove the first one was a fluke, to shut down the critics, and to remind the world why he's considered one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing.
Tank Davis.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition. He was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
But then everything collapsed. The rematch fell apart, and just like that, Lamont Roach was left hanging. He was pissed, and rightfully so. This was supposed to be his moment, the chance to prove that what happened in the first fight wasn't some accident. Instead, Tank shifted gears completely, walking away from the unfinished business with Roach and setting his eyes on something way more out of left field, Jake Paul.
What? They say he took it easy on me.
Hey, this internet crazy, bro.
What?
Social media crazy.
Let me address some rumors.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
They say he's supposed to fight Jake Paul next after he was supposed to clean me up. Jake Paul gonna guarantee you about $40 million if the fight is with a notable person, which is Tank. Why would he take it easy on me? Why would he sacrifice that? Especially if he's talking about retiring, and that's his exit plan. If that's the case, why would he do that? That baffles me. Now, as a fighter, let me ask you, would you ever sacrifice what you work so hard for? Your record, your legacy, chance to be one of the, come on. That's, all right, I'm gonna leave it at that.
I ain't gonna do it.
That's what I'm saying.
It might be somebody out there that would.
It sure ain't him.
I ain't the guy.
It damn sure ain't him.
It didn't look like y'all was playing with each other during that fight, though.
At all.
It looked like you was trying to hurt him, and bro looked like he was trying to hurt you. That's what I seen.
And let's be honest, this is where fans got confused. The fight with Jake Paul might be huge for headlines, for money, for clicks, but in terms of boxing legacy, it makes no sense.
Thoughts on Jake versus Tank?
This is just a money grab. Tank is in the news for bashing his missus. He obviously needs the money. And Jake Paul is the money fight in boxing.
How the hell do you go from potentially fighting a heavyweight in Anthony Joshua to now going all the way down and facing Tank Davis? That's a major weight drop. It's an exhibition, so it's not a real fight.
No, so apparently it's going to be a hybrid, which just means it's bullshit. But Netflix
fake.
are in the entertainment industry. We all paid to see Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson at 60 years old fighting an old man in a walker. Now you're going to see Jake Paul fight Tank Davis. And I'm going to be honest with you, Jake Paul should be the favorite. He's got the weight advantage.
Size advantage.
He's got the size advantage.
Reach.
Say what you want, it's going to be an entertaining fight.
I mean, this is a real boxer. People are asking, fight a real boxer. This is one of the best boxers in the world. But the fact that it's an exhibition, it just takes away from it.
Roach was the guy who exposed Tank. Roach was the guy fans thought earned a second shot. For Tank to skip over that and chase Jake Paul instead? It feels like he's dodging redemption, and that's why Lamont Roach is boiling mad. Jake Paul revealed the rules for this fight, and let's just say they sound like something cooked up in a Discord server at 3 a.m. First off, the weight. Jake says he's going to fight at 195 pounds. 195.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
Whereas Tank fights at 135. That's 6 weight classes up. That's like sending a lion to fight a hippo and calling it fair. Tank's never even touched 140 successfully, and now you're telling me he's going to fight a guy walking around at heavyweight? Tank Davis just isn't the same fighter he once was. Back then, he carried this aura of fear. Every opponent knew that one wrong move could mean lights out. He was hungry, ruthless, and obsessed with proving he was the best. But now, it feels like he's chasing paychecks more than legacy. The intimidation factor that used to follow Tank everywhere has started to fade. Instead of locking in on the most dangerous opponents, he's entertaining fights that make more financial sense than competitive sense. And fans can see it. The killer instinct just doesn't look as sharp, and the focus on building a real boxing legacy is slowly being overshadowed by the pursuit of money. The boxing world didn't stay quiet after this fight announcement. The reactions came in fast, and they were heated. Shakur Stevenson was one of the loudest voices, and honestly, you can't blame him. Shakur has been calling out Tank for years, building up this rivalry that feels like it was destined to explode.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
There's a huge size advantage, though.
it is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
To him, Tank choosing Jake Paul over the biggest fight available, Tank versus Shakur, was flat out disrespectful to the sport. Shakur didn't hold back, saying this is a circus move, and it's proof that Tank would rather chase an easy payday than test himself against another elite fighter. And let's be real, Shakur versus Tank would have been one of the biggest fights boxing could have made. But not everybody felt the same. Rolly Romero, for example, kept it real and said you can't knock a man for chasing the bag. Rolly said, basically giving Tank a pass for going the money route instead of the legacy route.
Bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them.
Will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were like to beat him or even like knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, a 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him. Bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or like all that stuff, right? At the end of it, bro, we just want to do what's best for ourselves, right?
Facts.
Right or wrong?
Facts.
So just do what's best for you.
Teofimo Lopez echoed that sentiment, congratulating both fighters on locking in such a massive event. From their perspective, boxing is a business, and if the fans are going to pay to watch it, then why not? Then you've got guys like Daniel Cormier, who've been more open-minded about Jake Paul's growth as a fighter. Cormier flat out said he's rolling with Jake, reminding people that Jake's not the amateur clown people keep painting him as. He's been training seriously, taking tough fights, and has the size and power to cause real problems for Tank. On the flip side, Jeff Mayweather wasn't impressed in the slightest. He basically dismissed the whole matchup, calling it a useless fight where neither guy gains anything meaningful in terms of boxing legacy.
Oh, I don't even understand why the fight is happening.
That sounds like an excuse to me. People, Jake always gets a hard time, for not fighting the best and top guys. And here he is fighting a current world champion, a pound-for-pound guy, and, obviously showing he's taking all comers.
Pound-for-pound guy. I don't think that neither one of them are going to prove anything. I think that it's going to be an exhibition, and being that it's an exhibition, that means that nothing's going to happen anyway. It's different if it was a fight in which somebody's going to win, it's different. I mean, it's like, it's one of those situations where it just doesn't make sense to anybody that's a real boxing fan. It doesn't make sense at all.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.